All right, guys, it's our last day of our epic cross Canada trip. We are on the airplane right now, and of course, COVID restrictions requires that you have a mask at the airport and on the plane. So make sure you guys do that. It was a great trip overall. Never expected that we'd be flying back because, of course, it's a road trip. So we'll tell you guys how we got there. Watch the earlier videos. But yes, I'm with Janie. We're flying back. Kirsten is with Amy and Andrew. They'll be flying back 4 days from now. Yeah, on the 6th. So yeah, any kind of last impressions of Toronto or the trip you want to share?
The whole trip overall was really fun, and a lot of things was unexpected, and that's what make the trip fun, because you have to go in with an open mind and spontaneous, and just like when things change, you just have to adapt to it and change with it, and just go along. And I really enjoyed the trip overall, and it was a great experience for me, and to see the other side of Canada, my first time, traveling across Canada. So got that checked off my list. Except I guess we have to come back for the Maritime someday, because they're not open yet. So hopefully they are opening sometime in the future for us to come and visit. And that's just one thing that wasn't complete for the cross Canada trip for us.
We're making it back home now. We can't wait to be home, actually. It's getting to that point where there's a bit of homesickness, and summer in Vancouver is so beautiful. So for any of you guys watching that haven't to Vancouver, definitely come during the summer, spring. It's amazing. And if you do, drop us a line, leave us a comment. We'll give you some recommendations of what to visit. I think our next few videos after I edit these cross-Canada ones, I want to focus on Vancouver. Vancouver is such a beautiful city that we want to share with everyone. So we are off on the flight. We're going to check out some movies, catch up on some movies. Please subscribe to our channel down below, leave us comments, say hi. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
No matter how good a trip is, there's nothing that beats the feeling of flying over my home city of Vancouver, looking down at the city streets, the mountains on the side, the water, and then the anticipation of touching down and finally landing and knowing that I'm home after a long trip. All right, here's our cooler. It looks like it's intact. I was really worried that if it would make it or not. We basically just cellophane things together to keep it shut, and it seems like the cellophane, most of it, hung on pretty good. So happy. So we all made it back. Some of us stayed in Toronto a little bit longer. Kirsten stayed in Toronto. What were you doing in Toronto for a little bit longer? Tell us.
I had like a little babysitting business thing.
Ooh, do tell.
So we did this thing. It was called Camp Quarantine. We took care of Ariana's little sister Alyssa, and also their cousin Evan, also my cousin, right?
Nice.
Yeah. Evan's around 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Alyssa's 5. So yeah, we made $45 a day.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so we're all back, and the trip is officially over. Our big epic road trip is officially over. We want to go around and just kind of share the whole trip highlights and just our thoughts, and just wrap it up nicely in a nice little bow. So yeah, who wants to start? I'd love to hear about your highlights of the trip. What you felt was the best for you for the whole trip, because we did a lot of stuff.
Janie can start.
Wow, okay. What's the highlight? In terms of, I guess selling the trailer was one of our highlights.
Yes, it was unexpected.
Unexpected, and Amy just threw it out on the table very spontaneously and saying, hey, have you consider selling the trailer after the trip? Why don't we just sell it sooner?
Honestly, I don't know if it was spontaneous. It was the third day in, but I think she planned it from the first night. After the first night, she was probably planning it, so I don't know if it's spontaneous. But it felt like it. She was very good.
Yes, spontaneous for us, you know. Like we thought of selling the trailer right after the trip, but it worked out. We sold it during the trip, which is great. Yeah, that was that was the highlight. We like been back and forth. You know, there were a few buyers, and one didn't work out at the end. You know, one of the buyer in Toronto bought a trailer, which is great. And then Andrew had a lot of inquiries, right?
Waitlist.
Waitlist.
We sold it. We sold it the first day we got to Toronto. Right away to the first person that saw it.
Oh, we sold it before that.
Oh, we sold it in
almost
Winnipeg
before
once,
that, yeah.
and then he couldn't fit in his garage. So then, okay, back to the drawing board. So then, as soon as we got the first day we got to Toronto, we sold it to
Yes,
Stephen.
exactly.
And then we used the trailer and the truck for another 10 days or so. And I had about 20 people on the waiting list begging me to try and convince the person who bought it not to buy it so they can buy it.
See?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good story.
Yes, that was actually very fun and adventurous. And actually putting the trailer where Stephen wanted, that was a complete
Oh my
adventure on
goodness.
its own.
Yeah.
You guys didn't see it because you were hiking.
Oh,
but-
you have the
No, we
video of
weren't
that.
hiking. We were playing Connect
Oh,
5.
Connect 5, yeah. Yeah, I have a video, so do subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. We're going to show how
It's a
tight that
masterpiece
spot is.
by-
You want to talk a little bit
Wait,
about
who
that?
just said that?
It was pouring rain during the half an
Yes.
hour of them trying to dock the.
So Eric is more experienced in backing the trailers than I ever want to be. So he went to in the car to back it up, and he asked me to take the camera, and I thought he wants me to show him how close he is. He says, "No, I don't care how close. Just film it so we have it for future."
Yeah.
Yes, true vlogger.
Yes.
Right? Always record the good stuff. So yes, that was fun. Keep tuned to my channel and I'll show you the footage of how tight it was. It was basically a bit of an S curve, but meant for a car. Here I have a truck and a trailer.
Yes.
And we're cutting trees as we went to make room for it. So that
Yeah.
was very fun.
And how
Wild
we
rate.
created a backup camera for Eric was
Oh, yes.
using WhatsApp. Video
FaceTime.
WhatsApp. FaceTime.
Janie was showing me she was my backup camera. Very inventive. So there's a tip for you guys, okay?
We also did that, but Ariana called me on Hangouts and we used it as a baby cam for Evan when he was taking a nap.
Oh, no wonder you're making the big money as camp quarantine counselors. Awesome,
All
that's
the
good.
experience.
Yeah, that was my highlight.
Okay, who wants to go next? Who wants to
Well,
share?
I mean, I can't beat that. I mean, 2 days into the 7-week trip,
3 days.
3 days. 3 days, we're going to the washroom, and while we're in the washroom, Amy's saying, "How can we tell them that we don't want to sleep in the trailer anymore? I don't want to offend them, but can you help me?"
There, the truth is out now. See, I suspected it. I suspected it.
Don't be a rat.
I suspected.
It was the mosquito too. Really, there was 32 mosquito spots. Seriously, that was
I had
a lot.
41.
Amy had the most bites, so
No,
she
I had
was.
41.
Oh, you had 41. Okay, you guys both gave up yourself. The noble move, the
Yeah.
noble gesture. So thank you.
We're grateful.
So, what was your highlight?
That's it. Trying to figure out how to...
How to sell the trailer.
So then Angie says, "Well, we can always sell it and fly home." I said, "Make sure you pay for the ad so it's highlighted."
So we sell it for sure.
Actually, it did work out really well because Andrew also had his truck, which he was using for. You're not using it anymore,
Yeah.
right? But you used to use for Burning Man.
I only bought it for Burning Man.
Yeah, he wanted to sell it next year. I was going to sell my trailer next year, and it just so happened that we didn't take my truck. We took his truck, so it's sold as a package. And to the buyer, it's great because you've got everything ready to go: blankets, pots, pans. We left a
The
lot of stuff.
universe is supporting us.
The universe
Yeah,
is totally conspiring to support what we wanted. So,
Exactly.
yes.
Correct.
Awesome.
So I think my highlight was the last 10 days hanging out with the two
Oh,
girls.
yeah.
I really enjoy my time with them.
Yeah.
But on the road, I mean, I love kids that's like double digits, but not up to teenage where they talk back, right? So we got perfect age kids, and we were playing Connect 5. And at the beginning, I was purposely losing to them. If I lose, I got to pay them $5. If they lose, they have to massage me 10 minutes. So at the beginning, I felt bad that they lost, so I pretend to lose a couple games with them. But in the end, man, they beat me fair and square. I try my hardest, and I could not beat
They
them.
got a lot better.
So proud of them. Actually,
That's right.
Kirsten even showed me the stack of money she won from Connect Five. But they were really good. I really enjoyed my time connecting with them and get to talk to them. That was actually really the highlight. The last part was the highlight.
That's cool. That was fun, right? Just the connecting time. Like, this trip is so funny. It's a COVID trip, but we didn't plan it. We planned it last year. We didn't know about COVID. It turned out to be the best thing to do this year. So if you guys are watching and you're looking for what to do, road trips, awesome. And an RV, Airbnb.
And you don't need COVID to do it.
Yes.
Okay, but suggestion: if you're gonna do the RV, a lot of the parks, the bathrooms are closed because
Yes.
of COVID. So
Yes.
you only get to use you have to use your, what is it called? Your own facility, right?
Yeah, you have to be self-service. So you need an RV that has your washroom, toilets, all of that stuff. Because many that we went to didn't allow you in there, and some that did allow only one person to a big washroom at once. So you'd be waiting a long time. So go with a self-sufficient RV.
Or just don't take RV. Stay in Airbnb.
That's an option.
Yes, yes. Someone came up with that good idea. Okay. Okay, what was your highlight, Kirsten?
My highlight was probably West Edmonton Mall
Ah.
or Montreal in the Old Town.
Montreal town. Yes.
And also poutine.
Poutine. Which one? Do you like the Montreal poutine or the Quebec City poutine?
Montreal poutine. And also we went
so many
to
things.
and also we went to a beach with Auntie Maggie. I think it was the Sandbanks Beach.
Oh,
that
that
was
was
really
nice.
fun.
Yes, the sandbanks. Fine stand. Very nice.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know what my highlight is. There's so much. I'd say probably selling the trailer was very adventurous. There's places I like, but selling the trailer was very memorable. Bumping into Chad and Kim from Winnipeg, who was so in love with our trailer, but it
They
didn't.
chase us.
Yeah, they chase us down the streets of Winnipeg. It's so funny.
They did?
We were leaving.
Honking, yes, honking.
And Chad messaged me in the morning, says, I want your trailer. And I said, okay, fine. Like, we can leave a little bit later. We'll bring the trailer to your wife, Kim, to see if it's right for you guys. And we went there. She fell in love with it. But
She wasn't there.
yeah, they were going to buy it when we come back from Toronto. And then I guess they talked when we left. And Chad was chasing us down because they really wanted it. And so he stopped us and we looked at it and measured up and everything. And unfortunately it didn't turn out, but Chad messaged me afterwards and they bought a cute little I think it's a bowler, actually no, it's not a bowler, it's a Bigfoot trailer afterwards. Cute little one. I think it worked out perfect for them. But we made some good friends in Winnipeg throughout the whole trailer selling event, right?
Yeah,
So
they were really
the universe was conspiring for them.
You're becoming more woo every day. Yeah, I have to add to my favorite things is the meeting friends, spending time, quality time. We spent quality time with Lisa and Dave and other friends in Banff.
In Banff, yeah.
Then we had a few days with Amy's friends in Edmonton. Then we spent some with my cousin, with your cousins, and so on. So very
friends in
Yeah,
Toronto.
and Ken, thank you,
Oh,
Ken, for the foodie
yes,
tour. Amazing.
exactly,
And
yes.
Maggie, too, took us on another foodie tour. Ken basically took
Family
us on
friends,
a
yeah.
downtown foodie tour. Maggie took us on an uptown foodie tour. So we covered all of Toronto.
even brewery.
Yes, brewery, too. So that was cool.
Oh, and then I thought it was a highlight too. I put out an offer. I got a competing offer. I got the condo by York University for my child. On the second day that we were on the road, and we closed it on the second day after the trip ends, after we came back from Ottawa.
Oh, yeah,
so I
yeah.
managed to stay there for 5 days before coming home and furnish it. So that worked out perfectly.
So to Amy's standard, it was a productive trip,
Yes,
which is always good.
Very efficient. Very efficient.
All right, how about city and place? What was your favorite city?
Yeah, for me, I think it's Quebec. Quebec City, I find it's very beautiful. It's different than any other cities in Canada. It's very European, and the place is so clean. I must say, Quebec City. They kept the city very beautiful and clean, and have that European characteristic, and the food was good. Yeah, Quebec was one of my favorite cities. Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I think it was Montreal. I really like Old Town Montreal. Also, I like Toronto for some reason this time. I've been to Toronto I don't know how many times, too many times over the last 2 decades. But this time, I think it's because I realized that in the past, I'm too busy getting mad at the traffic. Every time I'm just so mad about the traffic, like always stuck in traffic. But this time, because it's COVID, there's no traffic. Well, not us, mate.
Yes,
No,
not
there's barely
us.
any traffic.
Yeah,
there's
it's
barely any
pretty good.
traffic.
Yeah.
So there was no traffic. Now that I don't have to be mad at the traffic, now I can be enjoying other things. Like I didn't realize how many shops they have everywhere. The condo, I bought the condo by Island and Shepherd West. And everything is like within 5-10 minutes, I get to go everywhere in a car. It's like, wow, it's way more convenient than here. So I appreciate. I think I'm starting, like Toronto was always negative for me, but this time it's starting to go up. And also, I guess having my own place that really helps.
Yes,
too, right. That really is. And then the two of us were busy furnishing it, and we had a lot of fun over the last 5 days. And I'm really starting to like Toronto, so I think I might go there more.
Yeah.
But I do feel sad that we didn't get to go to Nova Scotia, the Prairies, at the Maritimes.
Yeah.
And I hope to go back to Toronto. Maybe we can start the trip from
there.
Toronto, right?
We'll borrow our truck from Steve.
But you gotta get out of this forest.
Not the trailer, just the truck.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I must say I actually enjoyed Toronto a lot more this time around.
Yeah,
too.
for some reason.
Yeah, because I guess
Yeah, I know.
I guess we stayed a bit longer. Normally,
It's always rushed,
It's
right?
always
Yeah.
rushed.
But it's
and-
also the family, right?
Yeah, family
is
very
Tom,
different,
Ken,
yes.
Maggie,
Frankie, like-
all of it is, they
always
treated us
makes
so
it more
well,
memorable.
right? And so
Yes.
connecting and having
Yeah.
meals together and the kids.
Yeah, the kids, yeah. it's
Totally,
like
totally
amazing.
enjoy. I mean, I'm that little on the such. You just,
Mm.
yeah. So
Awesome.
to Toronto, we should plan another trip. Where should
Yeah.
we start?
Continuation. So
Well,
let's
yeah,
say
we
this
start in
is just-
Toronto and then we just go up to
Yeah.
the Maritimes once they're open.
Yeah.
There's still lots of places in the Maritimes. There's places in Quebec that I wanted to visit. The Confederation Bridge, I think you call it PEI, that connecting bridge. So many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Andrew? What was your favorite?
Well, Quebec City downtown as well, but I also like those small kind of stops. We seen the biggest egg in the world.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
The biggest loony in the
Loony,
world.
yeah.
We climbed on the top of the mountain in Banff and looked down, and we, all those different kind of unique places and people we met on the way. It was very cool, and the sky, living sky of prairies.
Oh, in
Yes.
like in
Oh, I-
Winnipeg, right?
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
The sky there was just
Yeah.
Yeah,
amazing.
people were telling us, there's nothing to do. It's so boring. It's just, you see the dog running away for 3 days and all this kind of comments.
Yeah.
But it's so
3 weeks.
beautiful. 3 weeks, okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me too, it's so hard. There's the great thing about this trip is I get to see Canada in such a vast region. Before that, I was just thinking Canada's just like every other part of Canada is like Vancouver, right? Because that's what you know. But to see Banff and Jasper and then Alberta, and then it changes completely once you get into Thunder Bay, that whole area, and then Ontario is different. It's hard to pick what's my favorite. I would probably say that
Vancouver.
there's something about coming home too, right? So you can't. That's something to be said for that. I'd say Quebec City. Quebec City. I like Montreal Old Town just as much as Quebec City, but I love the cleanliness and the colorful, charming side of Quebec City. I wouldn't describe Montreal City as charming. I'd say there's character, but it's not charming. Quebec City is very charming, so that would be. It's a hard pick, but that would be my pick.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Can
and
we join you
there's
guys?
another place we went
Yes.
to. Remember, we went to the not monastery, nunnery.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
very
that was
nice.
very memorable. That was
Yeah.
Quebec City, right?
That was in
It was
Quebec
part of the
City, yeah.
foodie tour too.
That was
Yeah.
part of the foodie tour, yes.
Yeah, we did a foodie tour, and part of the foodie tour is visiting a monastery, a nunnery. Right?
nunnery.
Monastery? Nun, what do they call it? I guess the same.
The place where nuns supposed to be, but
Yes.
they were not there.
And Amy had the whole time to herself, monopolized the poor guy. We had to pay him extra tips.
To
She
the
just
point,
kept
Amy
on.
actually decided she was very close to thinking that she may become a nun for 24
Yeah,
hours.
for a split second.
No, I said 7 days. And so I asked them if that's possible. They said not there. But in Taiwan, like the Buddhist nuns, you can actually have a 7-day temporary nun.
Yeah.
Temporary nun.
Yeah.
Or we can rent like
Oh,
one of those
Terry
like high
Fox was
classes.
very memorable.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Oh, that was
Talk about it, yeah.
that was very moving. Terry Fox. I mean, I've heard
Museum.
of him. I know
That was
about
the
him.
memorial
was
on
in
at Thunder Bay.
Salisbury. Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay. Okay.
Yeah,
That was a
Thunder Bay.
very moving moment
Yeah.
for me when I read, like, wow. I mean, I know a lot about him, but not like actually being there and reading the details of I didn't know he died there. Like that was.
Yeah. Well, he stopped his
Didn't die
trip
that
there.
year,
His trip got stopped short there because his cancer came back or something.
It was really
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah. No, he's a great Canadian, true Canadian.
Very proud.
Okay, so if you guys had to explore, well, not had to, but if you want to explore another city that we've been to or a place that we've been to, which would it be? Like, which place would you feel that, oh, I gotta come back. I put on my comeback list.
I feel like I would do Toronto because we didn't really get to go see any of like the major tourist attractions.
Yeah, because you were busy making money.
Yeah, but when you guys were there, we also didn't go.
Yes. Okay. That's true. Yeah, and you didn't go on our foodie tour. Well, you went on Ken's foodie tour, but not Auntie Maggie's. Okay, for you it's Toronto. And you have family there.
Yeah.
Right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. How about for you guys?
I guess I would go. I don't mind going back to Montreal again. Yeah, I find that we visit. Is it the Old Town?
Yeah, Old Town Montreal.
Yeah, Old Town
Most
too many
of it was
times.
Old
Yeah,
Town, yeah.
too many times. We have.
Well, and we lived in Latin Quarter. That was
Yes.
nice, but we didn't really get to explore that.
yeah, we didn't really explore much of Montreal, so I don't mind going back to Montreal to
You
explore.
know, I want to explore the nightlife because I heard Montreal nightlife is good. Plus, also, when we left, the day that we left, or the night before that we left, we discovered that Montreal had a lot of pedestrian-only streets.
Yes, that's right.
Now, I
Walking
think-
distance to where we live. That
Yeah.
place,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
There's so
actually,
many.
there's a lot.
And it was
yeah.
specific because of Quebec.
Yes. So that's why I'm curious if they actually do that in the summer for part of it. Maybe they had more. But the vibe in Montreal was great. So
Yes, I must say. Yeah.
I would go back to Toronto for sure because family, good friends, and now I have a condo, so for sure Toronto would be where I go back.
Quebec City.
Quebec City. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me too, Quebec's probably Quebec all over actually. I had a great awareness for Quebec because before that you always hear, West Coast, East Coast thing and you hear that, oh yeah, the Quebecois and all that stuff. But I actually like them, or I like the place. I don't mind the people. One thing I love about Quebec is that Montreal, you can get away with English, part of them speak English. But when you get to Quebec City, they don't. And some people don't like that. But for me, I see it as, that's cool. That adds to the whole unique character. It really feels like I was transported to Europe, right? The old architecture, the French-speaking people, and only French-speaking, it really made me feel like I'm not in Canada. So I love that about Quebec. I would definitely explore that more. And I'll try my French a little bit more. For the next few weeks, we will focus on our home city and province, Vancouver, British Columbia. After our cross-Canada trip, we realized that we haven't covered much of our own home province at all. So stay with us and explore beautiful British Columbia.